I already did.
Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of Red Valkyrie, where yet again Sai has thrown me completely off my game before we even start.
Right.
You're so neat. Will you stop whispering at me, please?
Stay all right.
All right, so off to this side, I've got my jerk co-host Sai. Say hello, Brat.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Froggo. Hi, Crystal. Hello, chat that's here after the fact. Go ahead.
I, of course, am Shae Zombie. And down below, we have Ryan Haack from Bric-a-Brac.
Yeah.
So normally I would immediately kick into him giving us his pitch, but what I'm first going to do is ask the chat to please start thinking of questions now. And so maybe when question time happens, we'll have questions and it'll be great.
Hope and hope.
Well, you know, small little prayers. So we're going to go ahead and just go straight into Ryan. Let's hear your pitch on Bric-a-Brac.
Okay. Very simply, it is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Star Wars pretty much combined into a book, essentially. And it's like, very simply, the your favorite Rankin and Bass puppet of the puppet movies, holiday specials of the 70s and 80s. That kind, Jack Frost, Rudolph, Frosty the Snowman, Frosty Returns, all these amazing, and their plot. This story takes a lot of inspiration from those, as well as the intergalactic war elements of this story. More mature elements of the story are taken from Star Wars and that kind of intergalactic, but fun and kind of tame look at war. Right. So It is an all ages book, but yeah, man, it's about a war on planet Christmas. And it is a very, very exciting book.
That is awesome. A war on planet Christmas.
I just love it. And it's a war centered on planet Christmas, not people against necessarily all of the planet.
This is so good. I love it.
So it's about Garrett.
That's
in the Sugar Plum Cove, and it's so fucking cute. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the fact that we've got this this war going is why I'm an elf with a little bit of war paint. So
oh, that's so cool! Wow, you guys really went.
I broke out my Happy Holidays shirt for you. Well before Thanksgiving, which I never do, but I did it for Ryan because Ryan is awesome.
Thank you so much.
Holla. I just gotta
holla. Happy Holidays. Because I'm screet, yo.
You are holla back, hell.
So bad. Okay. So this is freaking adorable. I'm already like totally sold. It's so cute. And I really like the colors. I think that you really kind of sell it with a much more saturated palette than what a lot of other comic books choose, but you've done it in like you have like one scene specifically where you have like a bunch of like crazy looking little nutcrackers that look super adorable, but they're like screaming into battle. Oh my gosh, they're like these little demented things, and I love them so much.
They're definitely like the stormtrooper. They're the main antagonists, pretty much. I mean, they're the people who have started the war, essentially, because they, and then obviously, like, once one huge, just like war in real life, once one huge kind of faction is going against wants to basically dominate, a bunch of different people kind of either rebel against them or try to make allies with them. And so it is like Star Wars in that way, too, where there's allies, there's trust broken, and a lot of stuff like that going on. But it is an all ages book, so I do want to stress, like, I get that it looks the war element is tame, but it is about very it's about a conversation about Christmas too, because there's people on planet Christmas who love Christmas, who hate Christmas, who couldn't care less about Christmas, who want to dominate the world, who want to, and so that's it's definitely about really everything I've ever wanted to say about the holiday, because as we grow up, it becomes more complicated, right? The idea of Christmas, like, once you realize, okay, Santa's not real in the way I thought he was, or people are telling me how to celebrate Christmas, or, I really don't like my uncle who comes. He's kind of annoying, and I really wish he didn't ruin this Christmas day for us all. When you grow up, like, it gets more complicated. And this is what this story is about too, is like trying to bring back that joy, but also in the midst of this war that kind of, I don't know, hopefully speaks to people's conflict with Christmas, as they grow up. And, it's a happy story, but it does talk about some deep subjects. And I hope that that it comes through with the art,
Well, I mean, in all honesty, so this art, because the art looks freaking adorable, but there's like certain situations that you see, like when you have the sugar plum fairies and the nutcrackers that are fighting, and you're like, but they're just so cute.
Yeah,
Like you've got your snowman spider thing that is like horrifying, but also
he is kind of scary. Yeah, you're right. He is kind of like really scary, but also
like if that came up to me, I would have a heart attack. But then you see your little main character there with like a hot cup of cocoa, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" It's just like, oh, all right, I guess he's cool. I don't know.
Yeah,
kind of creepy.
Exactly. Yeah.
If I saw that walking, or if I saw that in somebody's yard, I'd legit walk the other way.
Right? I'd be like, I was delivering cookies for all of my neighbors, but I might just skip this house. I'm not really sure what's happening here.
This person is already full of joy. I'm just moving on. I love the gingerbread people.
Oh my gosh! I didn't even see them the first time.
Neither did I. I just noticed them as I'm scrolling through really epically slow to point out things to the audience, and I'm like, oh.
And that's the one thing that I like, because I've looked at Bric-a-Brac a lot, especially I don't remember how long ago it was, but at some point Fraga was like, hey, you guys all need to check this book out, and I went and pulled it up, and I was like, I'm not looking at Christmas this early, and then then I kept looking, because I mean, it's Christmas.
Yeah, this is Christmasville, and I mean, honestly, another movie that's really inspirational, probably that you see very obviously with this Christmasville image, is like The Nightmare Before Christmas, of course, and like even down to the architecture of the buildings, you can kind of see like in Christmastown that buildings looked a little bit like that, kind of expressive, kind of exaggerated buildings, that Jack is like running around and stuff when he's singing.
Yes!
And it's kind of like that too. So Christmasville is very inspired by, I love The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's a huge...
I mean, everybody does.
Yeah, who couldn't? Yeah.
No, it's really, it's cool. It feels like there's like a whole bunch of little tiny like presents, not to be horribly cliche, but like a whole bunch of like little tiny presents and Easter eggs and stuff all throughout the art, and that's really cool to see. I've always loved this too, by the way, having like the gigantic lollipops that are stuck in snow. I've always loved that aesthetic. Yeah,
it's like a Candyland kind of aesthetic for sure.
It kind of reminds me of Wreck-It Ralph.
I was just gonna say that. It's just like Wreck-It Ralph.
where they're chasing up, what was it? It was like an ice cream sundae or something like that, and they were going up the outside of it.
Yeah, it was something like that, but it had like these giant like suckers and candy canes and gumdrops. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I love it.
It's so cute.
Thank you guys.
So freaking cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, all right. So before I keep gushing over all of the adorableness, let's go through your tiers. Let's see what tiers you got.
I'm not done gushing.
We need to do tiers, and then we will gush more.
So mean.
I know. I'm
okay. Yeah. So, Reindeer Games, the very simple book, digital thank you in the back of the book, that kind of thing. Hopefully, if we reach stretch goals, we will get some more fancy stuff going on, which I do plan on extending the campaign after some. Because people are just starting to hear about it, and it's like, and I just want to get it out. And I've got a lot, like last night was crazy. I got like a bunch of people on, and, I just want to build the momentum of the book. And I honestly feel like crowdfunding is all about getting the most value out of a book. It's a limited edition release. And so I want you guys to feel very special for backing the book and helping me create a series. It's a part one of 3. So, I mean, this is huge. And so, I want to definitely try to hit stretch goals. So this could come with a lot of things. But right now, as it stands, Reindeer Games, digital, physical, and thank you page.
And for only $12.
That is insane.
And Nutcracker Suite is basically for people who want digital. I did have an early bird special, which was just digital of Bric-a-Brac, but I just wanted to, since we were getting kind of tight on the end of the campaign, I wanted to. So this is Bric-a-Brac bundled with my last Kickstarter book, a book on Kickstarter called Unspeakable Text, which is a anthology of horror stories written by me and drawn by 11 different artists. So that is fun, and they're age appropriate. Like, it's not like they're explicit or anything, and it's for people who just want to my catalog. I find that kind of a cool. People have found interest in it, so
No, absolutely, that's really neat.
Price, especially $50 books. Well,
yeah.
What you said, 11 artists, so 12 books.
Yeah, it's 75 pages, and then Bric-a-Brac is 30, so that's 100 and a bunch of pages. 100. I'm not gonna do the math, but
5. But that was great. All
right. So this is like the deluxe version of Reindeer Games, The Lost Christmas Eve.
Okay.
With this, you get digital, physical, thank you page, and also the digital of my other book, plus holiday cards. So basically just a card written by me with very holiday style, a bookmark, which is the only, as of yet, the only place you can get a bookmark, only place you can get the art print of Father Christmas above, with the 2 reindeer and Pokemon-like reindeer. And then also an ornament made by myself. So just kind of want to get, a little bit of a deluxe kind of thing. I want people to feel, a part of it. And hopefully me making a handcrafted ornament, although it might not be anything special, makes people feel good.
So what kind of ornament are you thinking? Are you thinking globe? Or are you thinking like a
not
flat
globe? Globe is going to be hard to ship, So I wanted something I could put in the book, maybe, a flat thing, which is fine,
Okay. All right. I'm down.
But it's going to be of a character, obviously, of course.
Nice.
Okay, and that's $30.
Yep. And then this is a super special Christmas thing. So you get all of my stuff plus a digital bundle of comics from some of my friends. Carl Kessel being one of them, another friend of mine with Impossible Jones, Carl, and then my other friend Curtis, who does a book called Beastlands over on Kickstarter. And that's super exciting. And Sneaky Goblins, Ichabod Jones by my friend Russell. Just a lot of good value going on in this one. I hope that you get to support a lot of indie books, and you get to read a lot of indie books if you back this specific tier. So it's kind
Why
of
isn't that your featured?
Should it be? I don't know. I wanted to make my cheapest one featured.
So I feel like the one that is going to get you all of the goodies, that is, especially if it's like leading up to Christmas, look at all of these super awesome goodies that you could get. That would be the one that I'd feature.
Or the best value.
Yeah.
Should I? I should probably.
It's totally up to you, but
after.
I personally
We'll talk after.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. I'm still learning. This is my second one, and I'm still learning.
Hey,
so.
Cy and I are down to help in any way that we can. So
thank you.
We'll definitely talk after.
Yeah,
for sure.
She and I have either designed or helped design a bunch of campaigns, so we'll be happy to help you.
Absolutely. This one is special, very special. Tchaikovsky's Revenge. This is all previous rewards and a sketch from my artist Raphael. So, yeah.
Badass Santa.
Yeah.
I love it so much. It's so cool.
I want to make that into a print, maybe one of them. Raphael it's not our Santa, but it is just a variant Santa. So eventually that will be a variant cover one day.
I need you to have like a horde of Santas and then put them all together in one giant poster.
Oh, that's true. Father Christmas, which is your Santa, could have an army of other Santas, including mall Santas.
Oh my gosh, no. Okay, so not to totally derail, there is a book that talks about, it's like basically like a, oh my gosh, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's like the Diary of Santa Claus, and like it goes over a whole bunch of aspects of the season through a fictional lens, but still talks about how how Santa can get everywhere in one night. And part of it is having basically a bunch of Santa helpers.
I like that.
That would be so cool for you to have as like an image that you can be like, we have the main Santa and then he has his horde of Santas.
That would be cool, but it could be drawn in like a Norman Rockwell style.
Oh my
I've always
God.
wanted to see like always wanted to have a Norman Rockwell variant kind of cover.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah, I love his work so much, and definitely inspired by this book as well. I mean, so many of his amazing depictions of, of course, North Pole, Santa. It's kind of synonymous at this point.
That is so cool. Okay,
yeah, that would be such a cool variant cover, though, right? Like,
it really would. Yeah,
I just don't know of any like artist who draws like Norman Rockwell. I don't know. Maybe like somebody.
I'll have a couple thinks and see if I can find you someone. I'm sure I can.
Yeah, or if an artist is listening to the stream or listening to it on replay, there you go.
Reach out for sure, because that would be an awesome collaboration.
It would be. Yeah, I have some very cool ideas, but it would be like a sci-fi twist, right? So like in the background, it would have like in the army of Santas. Oh, that would be so cool.
No, we got this. This is happening now. We're making it a thing.
All right, so $55 for that with the sketch and everything previous. So basically, the sketch is costing you $15,
which is nothing. That is nothing for original art.
Right. Especially limited edition.
Yes. Now, this is a very fun one. You get all previous rewards, including the sketch, plus you get to create a Christmas creature, which will be featured in Christmasville. It's the page sequential to the one you see in Christmasville that we talked about. That will be the page where you get to put your little creature in, and it's going to be really fun because again, it's a community effort, and this is not just me. It's a crowdfunding is about all of us. So I want to definitely get everyone involved.
Right, and have everyone buy their little piece of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is, and
well, and can we just point out that anytime you get a chance to add in, like, be drawn into a book or add in some kind of character or something into a book, it is not, I don't think I've ever seen it for less than 100 ever, and this is 90.
That's true.
I think that every time I've ever seen it, the cheapest maybe was 120, but usually it's up there, 150, 200.
Yeah, drawn in is usually 150. We covered a campaign where just naming something was cheaper, but I mean, to actually be able to kind of character design something and have it in your book, that's pretty amazing for that price.
Yeah,
no, that is super awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and if they're really amazing, we might have them up here again. Whenever
you survive the battle.
Yeah,
I love it.
And you already have 3 out of 8 claimed on this. So
that's right.
Ooh, there's only 5. That is so cool. I just love this book. This book is so freaking cute.
It is. I love the underbite on the dragon. It makes it look adorable instead of scary.
It's like Pete's dragon.
Yeah.
It's just like Pete's dragon. There's like so many cute little nostalgia things in this. Yeah. Why do we keep covering stuff that has all of my childhood in it?
Because you line up the guests. That's why.
That's true. Oh my goodness.
Not going to point out the obvious, but there it was.
Sorry, that's what happens. Oh, this is super cool. Wow. All right, so I'm just going to remind the chat, if you have any questions, please post them, and then we will very much be happy to ask Ryan all about it. But oh my gosh, I'm so far. So one thing that I did want to kind of point out, because Sai and I found it, this was originally supposed to be funded on Kickstarter, and then due to unforeseen circumstances, it ended up no longer being funded on Kickstarter, and everybody got refunded, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So, and you also have a flex goal, not a fixed goal. So this is coming out regardless.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And you already have this, like, ready to go, funded, everybody's paid without it being an issue. So if you don't hit that flex goal, it's not going to, like, put you in bankruptcy.
No. It won't. No.
Okay.
And you're already at 71%, which is a really good place to be. And you said that you were going to extend it?
Yes. Yep.
Thank
Absolutely.
goodness.
Okay.
Because I think being after Halloween, now where people are kind of focused more on Christmas, I think that that's probably going to be a big help for you.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, it's hard to get in the Christmas spirit when it's like either still sunny outside or, you know, you're hanging out and like putting up skeletons and all that. It's not quite the same.
Yeah.
Or you're chilling in Bermuda shorts.
Right.
Yeah, I think we're going to hit the goal. I do think we're going to hit it.
You're going to hit it. Come hell or high water. I'm going to have you hit it. This is happening.
Yeah. And then hopefully, yeah, on the last day, I think I will extend it. I'm not sure how long. But you know, it'll be better when I hit the goal, it'll be easier to do it because I will know, hey, I can do it now. I can make the book, you know, there's less stress involved.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's just such a cool and unique kind of concept. I haven't seen holiday themed comics really coming out. I mean, unless you want to try and count some of the Vinny did have his Halloween kind of theme one, but I mean, I feel like Halloween is one that's a little bit easier to go to as far as storytelling because it still falls into horror. You can really tell whatever horror story you want and easily falls into that. But when it comes to doing Christmas themed, it's kind of a fine line because there's a lot of people that have a traditionalist view and they don't want anything to veer from that, and then you have a lot of people that have a more religious view, and you have people that have a commercial view, and you have people that don't like the holiday.
Yeah, and that's definitely what this book is about in general. Like, it is a very deep kind of book. I mean, it talks about everything that I've ever thought about with Christmas. It is just the war on Christmas it's a war, but it's also on Planet Christmas. It's a war with them, but it's also a war of ideology too. So it's just a very interesting story. I cannot wait to bring into the world, to be completely honest, you know.
And just to point out, correction, you are at 72% now, thanks to our audience.
Thank you.
So we've already got, where was it? We had Kenny Jones who said, "You sold me. I just backed the book, the last Christmas Eve tier," which is super awesome. We also have Alaz who said that he is quiet because he's driving, but he is definitely still listening and showing his support as best he can. I do have one question for you that you do not have to answer.
Yes.
From the audience? Hold on, let me highlight
from the audience. So Fraga wants to know, boxers or briefs? Do not feel compelled to answer it.
I will keep that answer.
That's probably for the best. So there you go, Fraga. We're not answering your question. Oh my goodness.
Fraga, why would you assume that any of us are wearing any?
Oh my gosh. Side no. Scroll down. Oh my goodness. So I love, this is your main character, right?
Yep, that's correct. Garrett.
What's his name?
Garrett is his name, and he's 10 years old, and he is he's just trying to save his friends who are in peril and get a list of wishes to Santa or Father Christmas. But finding Father Christmas is a different story because it's not very easy to find him. He's, as you can imagine, when you're Father Christmas and embodying Christmas and then having everyone, all of Christmas creatures engage in war kind of makes you feel like a piece of garbage. So it's like he's in exile. And so finding Father Christmas is very difficult. So he's going to have to kind of not only find Father Christmas, but get his morale up to the point where he can realize, you've done so much good for all these people. And it's going to be a journey for him.
So
I like it.
Christmas puts on the brass knuckles, and then it's all over.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I've read your campaign entirely. So basically, he goes on a quest.
Yes.
To save his home, which is where those nutcrackers are attacking, and it's his journey that we're following in the comic.
Absolutely.
And all the people that he runs into and tags along with on the way.
Yeah.
And he's trying to bring his kind of wishes, his kind of Christmas list to Santa to help out and save his home.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And he's where I got the idea for the green war paint. Because I saw he had it, and I was like, oh, sweet. And he's a ginger. And I was like, ginger pride. And then I was like, I'm not going to do my hair spiky, so this is as close as we get.
I want to see how much hairspray you'd have to use to make hair.
Okay, so like for real, like that is not happening. That's so far too long. Okay, so who's this character?
This is basically someone who is gonna help Garrett. She is like the rebellion. She's a commander in the rebellion team that is against the Nutcrackers and fighting on that front to kind of save and take back a lot of the regions that the Nutcrackers have taken over by force. And she finds that Garrett has an idea of where Father Christmas is in adults, because adults don't have the wonder that children do anymore because they're engaged in war and they're too, I mean, just like what we are, we can't think about Christmas like kids used to. And so she wants to tag along with him to find Father Christmas and also guide him there because she thinks that she can get Father Christmas on their side. There's some things she's hiding from Garrett because she doesn't want to tell him what her purpose, what her complete purpose is. And obviously there's some conflict there, but he does find a sister figure in her, and their relationship is really kind of beautiful because she used to be just as imaginative and enthusiastic about Christmas as he was, but because of this war and because of all of these issues and maturity, she's had to put that on the back burner and become a different person. So finding out, their conversations are so interesting. It's kind of just like a sister talking to a younger brother about, just life. And so it is just a really, really great I love their dialogue together. So
is it kind of like she's trying to not kill his wonderment that he's still
yes, exactly. And but through it, they have to meet so many people who are nice, people who adamantly hate Christmas, and people who are evil. Obviously the Nutcrackers are evil, and Garrett has to travel the world to and encounter a lot of people who are not very nice, or just his perspective has changed. By the end of the book, he's going to be a different person, and same with her.
So I do have one other question about her. What race is she?
Well, she is technically she is gingerbread, but she is also marshmallow combined. So it's like a gingerbread marshmallow kind of combination.
Because I was staring at her and I was like, "Is that like a sugar cookie that
I thought she was like sugar candy." But
it's like a cookie. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. She's just awesome looking.
It's fine. It's a marshmallow and a gingerbread found love, and then she showed up however many months or weeks or days later.
Minutes later. No,
Minutes later. Wow. That was a very short gestation period. Wow.
Good for them.
Oh my gosh, I love the design of the Nutcrackers on the next page.
Yeah, this is our big bad. General Almond is his name, and he is essentially the Darth Vader of the story. He wants to take over the planet, and because he's made contact with different planets, and Nutcrackers in essence aren't like incredibly technical. They don't have a lot of technology. Everything really they have is made of wood. So an alien race makes contact with them and says, "Hey, you guys have a resource underneath the surface of planet Christmas spirit, which is the resource that the Nutcrackers are fighting the war because of. They are going to extract it, and it's basically vibranium. In the Marvel universe, like in Black Panther, how America was so interested in getting the vibranium from underneath Wakanda. Same thing with Christmas Planet. And so these other planets can make amazing technologies with this Christmas spirit. In the meantime, Nutcrackers get all the old weapons that the space pirates used and are using them to wage war. So he's crazy. He's crazy. And he's pretty much the person who initiated this entire thing. So he's definitely a tyrant, to say the least. But he wasn't always that way. So we're going to figure out more about his past.
So I legitimately, I have wanted to buy a cool-looking Nutcracker that is not like a standard, I went to Walmart and got a Nutcracker kind of thing. I need you to find a way to make him a purchasable squat little like grumpy nutcracker.
Yes.
Because
I would
need
love
him.
it. Yeah,
With
I love the
costume.
cape too. The cape is
Yeah.
like the cape
With
is
the cape.
yeah, so cool. So
And the
cool.
little
my
field marshal outfit. Yeah, and the
Just-
I
cape,
love
yeah.
it.
It's
It's
so
perfect.
good. I want like a little figure or
Yeah.
a working nutcracker or something.
Yeah,
I
you know
need
what's so
something.
like I've never seen Nutcrackers in a bad like as a bad person. You know, like the Nutcracker, obviously the play or the ballet rather is the Nutcracker's a hero. In a lot of Christmas media or Christmas holiday specials, if you will, the like Nutcrackers are the guide or they're usually like a not the main character but a helper. In this, it's totally flipped on the other side. Nutcracker are bad people. They
That's
want
awesome.
so it's just a very interesting take on them.
No, it really is. I think probably the worst I've ever seen a Nutcracker be was in Santa Claus 3, I think. And even then, they were just kind of like mindless, like enforcers of an evil Santa clone.
Yeah, yes. Those are great movies too. Totally underrated.
Love this.
Totally.
I'm such a child. I loved all the Santa
Where
Claus
the
movies.
Clockwork Tim Allen basically turns into a Nutcracker general. Yeah, there's that. You know, the
he
same
wears
thing-
all black, and everyone's getting cold because he's horrible.
Yes, and his big glossy rosy cheeks, which I love the fact that you kept with the Nutcrackers. It's like they should be cute, but they're so not.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay. What is this Grim Reaper character?
So the Ghost of Christmas Future. Yeah. So the three ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future are in the book. Absolutely.
I love it.
And they are helping another character who hasn't quite been revealed. He's going to be in the a small part of this book, but obviously in number 2 and number 3, he's going to be huge. And good King Wenceslas has enlisted the help of these 3 ghosts. Which I've never heard of that idea, like the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future, like being commissioned to do something. I think that's like so dope. And so basically,
really cool.
yeah, so he's just helping them. He's paying them to help him find I can't go into it, but
don't ruin anything.
Very special thing, very special asset. And it's a very interesting, exciting kind of thing. He's a very cool looking character, and hopefully a stretch goal is to reveal make a print of him. So obviously people will be able to see what he looks like. Hopefully with this campaign, if we reach, I think the goal is 7,000. So I think we could do that. I think we can do that.
Yeah. Oh, I think that you can hit that easy. In all honesty, and
that's 7,000. Yep.
You have so many cool little characters that would be so cool to see, like prints of like a gang of the Nutcrackers, or the Good King Wenceslas with all of the past, present, and future ghosts, and have that be a print. Like, there's so many cool things you can do with this.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It's like, and every single new issue, I want there to be at least like 3 prints. Or 4 prints, so featuring new characters too. So like people can collect them, and maybe we'll sell like a pack of all of them towards the end.
Yeah,
I would love to do that.
Or even doing cards. Like, I know, and I mean, people feel however they feel about trading cards, but being able to have all of like a bunch of your little characters and like a super cool like plastic trading card that's going to be nice and durable that you can whip out every single Christmas. And
yeah, I would love that too.
I think it'd be cute. It'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we actually had Eddie Winkler said that the book sounds super cool, and he's planning on getting it for his girls, which is so great.
Thank you, Eddie.
Gonna love it. All right,
Thank you, Eddie.
Yep, I just had it on screen.
Yes. Who is this little chubster?
This is our narrator. He's the ghost of Christmas present.
Aww.
So he follows Garrett throughout the entire story, and kind of not really a guardian angel, but just tells the present of what's going on. And it's just we'll kind of reveal a little bit more about the backstory of them, but we wanted to make them more contemporary.
I guess wearing a chicken costume.
Yeah, we wanted to make them.
Is it a chicken or a penguin? Because I saw your ice skating penguins earlier.
It looks like a rooster.
It's a chicken. It's a
like
chicken.
He's got the little gobbler.
I was trying to give him credit.
No.
I will not. The ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future aren't necessarily. Let's just say they didn't live their lives necessarily on planet Christmas, right? So, not all of them live their lives on this planet. You can be a ghost and, come from obviously a different planet. So that's kind of where these people are. And I will just reveal that yes, the ghost of Christmas present lived on Earth, and the fact that he's a narrator of this planet is kind of to ground us in it. Just sort of like, just kind of ground us in, okay, well, this person's from Earth and narrating about this, but he's also a ghost. So, it's very interesting. And he's nice. The Ghost of Christmas Present is notoriously nice, but he also, in all of the Christmas Carol stories, but he also has a dark side. There's a dark side because the thing about the Ghost of Christmas Present is that he leads to the Ghost of Christmas Future, which is the darkest, scariest, worst possibility, inevitable creature ever. So we'll find out about that for sure.
Okay.
Well, I can see he has a dark side. He's wearing a fanny pack.
He is prepared, okay? Yes. That is just being prepared.
He's a ghost, okay? That's all.
He is a prepared ghost.
Well, and the Ghost of Christmas Past is her. So
oh my gosh, she looks like she's in the 80s.
Yeah, yep.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute.
Yeah.
Why didn't you dress up like that?
I didn't realize, okay? I don't have a lime green tutu and hot pink shoulder pad jacket.
Yeah, we wanted to make it contemporary again, like just a new take, a new fresh take. Like what is the Ghost of Christmas Present, Past, and Future have always been like, especially past, I've always been like, why is she a candle? Like that's so dumb. Like let's make her something different. So she's kind of,
I love that she looks like she's about to go lead a workout video.
Yeah.
Like that makes me so happy.
Exercise.
We actually did have another question that I wanted to throw your way. So Milton wants to know, have you ever thought about having the book being sold in stores?
Yes, but I think the book has to be completed first. I believe that I probably should finish the book first. Regardless, and not only that, and he says later, of course.
Yeah.
It is an exclusive release. Like it is an exclusive release for backers, and hopefully we will be successful with everyone. And the thing is too with crowdfunding, it adds more to the story. I think it adds a history to the book that maybe a book that just got on shelves with just published by someone through a company doesn't have. So that history is special. And I think it should not be underestimated. And I think that we're going to tell an awesome story together.
No, absolutely. Well, I think the really cool thing is you're giving everybody so much buy-in now.
Yeah.
And then, a couple years down the line, after you've got all of your issues out and everything, you can compile it all together into one epic like Christmas book. And then you can try and get that sold in regular stores. It could end up being people's Christmas traditions. Like I know that. My family, we tend to, there's certain books that I tend to read around Christmas time. And when I eventually have children, I will sit down and read with them to try and kind of get them in the right mindset and to, have traditions, which have always been very important to me. And this could very easily slide into one of those family traditions, especially with the artwork and how bright and beautiful everything is. It's something that I think would be, something that kids would enjoy, but then growing up as you get older, you're like, oh, I can really appreciate what this actually is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I absolutely still, like, to this day, I think my mom still reads the night before Christmas to me on Christmas Eve because it's so, not only is that poem just beautifully written,
right,
but it just captures something that feels age old. Like it feels like it's been around forever. And I just, I love that. There's so many great Christmas stories out there because a lot of Christmas stories just are about, they have a great message. And so this story has a great message too. And I hope it translates to people in a good way. And hopefully, helps people who maybe don't like Christmas to appreciate it more, to look at it in a different way. Because this book is not just about Christmas, the holiday. It's about Christmas as a concept and enlisting Christmas values in your life every day. So, as much as it's nice to celebrate Christmas one day, what does it look like when you actually put like the, sharing, giving, loving, being with family, all those good things into every single day of your life. And I know it's a challenge, but that is what some people on Christmasville or Planet Christmas do. And you'll get to see those people, and you'll also get to see people who don't do that. And again, it's just a very, very exciting book. I love it.
That's so cool. So Eddie Winkler just backed at the $90 level. So you're getting another person who's going to create a character for your book, which is super exciting.
Thank you, Eddie. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. I hope that he collaborates with his girls on what the character is going to be, because that would be super epic.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yes.
Oh, I hope so. Eddie, you'll have to let us know if that was his plan or if he's going to surprise them or something. But that's so cool. I love it.
It really is.
Oh,
thank you, Eddie. I appreciate
my heart is growing. I love it. Several sizes. Okay. We're getting there.
Screwed Shae.
Oh, never. Okay, who is this character that we
love your it's labeled
Father Christmas is that character. Yeah. He is Father Christmas, and again, we kind of talked about where he's at the beginning of the story. We do get to see the North Pole and stuff like that in this first issue. So you do get to see a North Pole, and you get to see what Father Christmas is kind of like, but you do get to see him in this first part. But it's just very he's not as he used to be. So it's going to be interesting to see his journey getting back to who we know him as. And also Father Christmas in general, we made him Father Christmas because, Father Christmas is the version of Santa that's less commercial. And I felt it was more appropriate to a Christmas world because, Christmas, Santa wouldn't be commercial on Planet Christmas when everybody celebrates Christmas every day. He would be kind of like a myth, kind of like a, I don't know, just like a, I don't really know how to explain what he would be. And that's hopefully the story makes that clear. Like he's kind of lost in his influence on the world because obviously there's a war going on, and how couldn't you feel responsible for that if you're supposed to embody all that's good and all that's Christmas, right?
Right.
And so, he is a conflicted guy, but he is still jolly, and we'll go into that.
Yeah, like Milton said, kind of like a godly figure. He's kind of
a little bit. He's kind of
ethereal.
Yeah, almost like I took a lot of inspiration from C.S. Lewis, like like in the original Narnia, where he is, he gives them gifts, like he gives the sword, he gives the potion and the dagger, and also the arrows, to the kids, and he's like in a sleigh with like 2 deer. I just think that's the coolest. Like we always think of Santa being this grandiose, freaking badass. Like he has 8 reindeer and then a 9th one, depending on if you like.
If it's a dark and foggy night,
depending. Yes,
got
exactly. And so it's like I wanted to make him a minimalist, so he only has really 4 reindeer and him. It's that, and I love that minimalist Santa because it's mythical, fantastical, exciting. Yeah, just more of a fantastical element and a minimalist, outdoorsy kind of thing.
I know that Sai wanted to say something about the design.
Well, I just love his proportions. I mean, if you look at the comparison between his head and his leg, I mean, his head is 1/4 the size of his leg, but the proportions that you have him at, he looks so freaking adorable.
He's like a little squat, kind of like a fantasy dwarf.
Yeah, he's like a dwarf Santa, and I would just hug the heck out of.
Right. Well, and I love that his staff is like this gnarled piece of wood and everything. Yeah. It's just so cool. It's such a cool design,
and it's got holly on it.
Yes,
it's so good. So freaking, there's just so much.
And his buckle, look at how big his buckle is. It's like 4 times the size of his head.
I want a buckle that's like 1/4 of my body. It's like so cool.
I love it.
It's so good. Oh my goodness. So I know as we're getting a little bit long on time, but there's the next like 2 scrolls down. We have to show this. This is probably my favorite bit of artwork so far. This guy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, do I love this. If this was on a hoodie, I would wear it year round. Like, I love how this looks. This is so cool.
Yeah, I love it too. Yeah, this was the first image actually of the book that ever. And I wanted to hint it also. He's going through what is essentially the tropical version of area of this planet. You know how poinsettias have to grow in very hot conditions.
Yeah.
Well, I felt like the desert essentially of this planet is called a poinsettia, like it's a poinsettia garden forest where huge poinsettias grow, massive poinsettias, and there's bugs like as you see one there.
Yes.
It's a very interesting kind of climate there, and we go there. It's very exciting, but yeah, he's kind of trudging through, walking, looking kind of badass,
I love it, and I love the colors and the lighting in this, and like the way that the shadows are cast. It's such a well done piece, such a well done piece. I also. So Eddie did come back and say he is definitely letting his girls make the design, which I am so excited about. That is going to be so amazing. That is so cool, Eddie. I'm so much more excited just knowing that there's going to be something that his little girls sat down and were like, all right, we want it to be like a giant teddy bear with like whatever, just like, yes, I love it. It's going to be amazing. And then Milton said that he needs this book, which is super, super awesome. I mean, I feel like if you've been watching this stream, we've been going for 46 and a half minutes. If you've been watching this stream and you don't feel like you need this book, I do not know what is up with you. Do you need a hug? Do you need some cocoa? I'll get you a candy cane. Like, I don't know what it is, but if you don't feel like you need this book by now, you're being Scroogey. It's just so perfect. Oh my goodness. And this is the print of Father Christmas.
Yeah. This is what I stole for the thumbnail. I hope you don't mind.
Yeah.
But, I love it. Yeah. I don't mind at all.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. It's he looks like a badass. Yeah, pretty much.
I can't decide if this smile is like, yeah, come get it, or if it's like kind of fatherly, but it kind of looks a little menacing.
It does look a little menacing. Yeah, you're right. I think it's more I try to make it fatherly. I hope it comes off as fatherly. But yeah, he's just a very interesting guy. But yeah, the war changes a lot. So we'll see.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and those are the reindeer in the background?
Yep. Those are them.
It reminds me of what was it, like American Dad, where we go to the North Pole to battle Santa, and you have this like Rambo type Santa.
They had to like sharpen down candy canes. Oh my gosh! Don't put that in the book. That's too much. I love it.
If I bought the $90 tier, I would absolutely. My character would probably be like, I don't know, a train that has like the fake smoke coming out, just like you would get like classically on Christmas.
Oh, I would love that.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah. That's very cool. Yeah, like a train with. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it would totally make sense that they were trains. So yeah.
Oh, that is so. I love this so much. This is such a great book. Well, so I'm going to give one more chance. If there are any other questions from the chat, please post them. And Ryan, is there anything else that you would like to highlight? Or Sai, do you have any questions?
No, not really. I mean, I hope that I kind of explained as much as I could about the book. I think I did. Yeah, this is a very personal work of mine, and it's my first full-length story. I'm so excited to tell it. I am so excited. And
I have to point this out.
Yes, you're pointing it out. Yes.
Yeah, that is me. Yep.
That is the most original picture I've ever seen that a creator has put of themselves on their own campaign.
That is so cute, though. And can I just say one thing, Ryan? You really haven't changed that much. I can totally see, like, that's just a small version of you.
Yeah. The comic completely shows that you've managed to hold on to your joy of Christmas.
Oh, yeah. It is my most... I mean, I've always wanted to tell this, and I just want you guys to know I've put everything in this. It has all your favorite characters, all my favorite characters. And if we can push and if we can all... I would love to add more pages, too. I want it to be more than 30 pages, you know? I mean, trust me. Sure. So, yeah, I need the gas. And so, yep.
You know, I honestly... I'm super in love with this. This is such a fun and original and really, really well done looking project. And I'm very, very excited to see this get, not only get funded, and granted you have a flex goal, so no matter what, this book is coming out. That should give anyone who's on the fence, that should give you a lot of good, warm and fuzzy, that regardless, Ryan is ready to go with this book. I want us to get this book so it gets all of the goodies that he could possibly think of, and future issues and everything. I want to see this just become the next Christmas tradition. This is such a cool book.
And like Ryan was mentioning, extra pages at 8,000, you get more pages. At 10,000, you get a ton of more pages.
And at 9,000, another beautiful thing happens. You will get so Raphael, he is my artist, obviously, and he does his own indie comics. And so I will use the lettering from, or I will use the money from that to not get this book lettered in Portuguese, which is his language, and send copies to him. But not only that, letter some of his own independent comics and send them to you guys digitally. So he has 2 independent comics right now that are out, a third one coming. And so hopefully I can get them lettered in English. So not only, I want to scratch his back because he's done so much for me, and really just made this book beautiful, and really just created a vision that I'm so happy about. So I just really, really, with that stretch goal, hopefully can serve him well too, and get him some more fans over here.
Absolutely.
And it's not like there aren't Portuguese people in the U.S. that
right.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of people from Brazil in the U.S. So.
Yeah, for sure.
This is such an amazing project. It's such a cool campaign.
It absolutely is. Any more questions from the chat that you've seen, Shae?
I can't. I just am in love. I can't think of any questions. I just love it too much. No, this is probably one of the more fun projects that we've covered. We've covered a couple of them that are pretty fun and spontaneous, and they are all so drastically different from one another, which is just amazing.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to have you back on. Especially after you extend and we get closer to Christmas. Oh my gosh, please.
Yeah.
Please.
I don't know how long I'm going to extend, but we're going to extend.
Oh, we're going to talk. Don't you worry about that. We're going to talk after this.
Yeah.
And I've just posted the link to your book in the chat.
Thank you.
Yes, we're going to talk after this for at least a few minutes because we do have another show.
Yeah, I heard. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to not look Christmassy for it. So.
Right. So, Ryan, you and I might talk while Shae goes and does her quick change artist thing.
It'll be fine.
If that's all from the chat, I want to see that fast change. You step into a closet and instantly step out like you would.
Oh my gosh, if I could do that, my life would be so much easier.
Right. So if there's nothing else from the chat, we were going to wrap up.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Ryan, for coming on. This was so much fun.
Absolutely.
And if you haven't already backed Bric-a-Brac, seriously get on it. This is such a fun project. It is so endearing. It's the art is amazing. And I really, really love the color work and what you're doing with it. This is super awesome. But definitely go and back it. Thanks again to Ryan. Thank you to my co-host, to Sai. And we will catch you guys next time. See you later.
I'm too busy talking in the chat to.
I can tell. I need you to cut the stream.